As some of you may already know, I am working on becoming a professional psychotherapist and am an advocate for seeking help when necessary. I thought today would be a good day to go over the misconceptions many people have regarding therapy and just seeking help in general. Mental health is one of those big topics that can get controversial simply because while we have done a lot of research on mental health in the past, there are still a lot of mysteries about it and we still have a lot of questions. One of the things we often struggle with when talking about mental health is, do we really understand what psychotherapy is all about? Why is it so difficult to ask for help when we're struggling? Do we really know what it's for? There are a great deal of people who know they have certain problems and may realize how these problems are affecting certain areas of their lives, but they don't ask for help. Not only do they not go to therapy, but they don't ask for help in general. I'm not talking about those who are using self-help techniques and programs, as these people are seeking help in good ways. No, I'm talking about those who haven't thought about self-help, therapy, praying to a god, or even asking a loved one to help them with a struggle. Why do people not ask for help? One of the main reasons people don't ask for help is because they may see it as a sign of weakness, that they can't handle themselves, and that they are giving away the control they could be taking over their own lives. In reality, asking for help is just the opposite. People who ask for help are taking more control over their lives and problems, not less. Asking for help takes courage and is a sign of inner strength and the desire to figure out new ways to solve problems. If you're worried asking for help makes you less independent, you can always go with a self-help program or look up some self-help tools to help you better understand how to cope with certain issues in your life. However, self-help is not for everyone. If you have a serious mental disorder or you are just not interested in facing your problems, you could more likely misuse self-help and get frustrated with it. Then, nothing gets done. If you aren't likely to stay on top of your self-help plans, it is a good idea to speak to a professional. Now, let's talk more on the therapy side of things. Why do people not want to seek therapy? Well, back to what I said earlier about people feeling like asking for help means they're not able to take care of themselves. One big misconception about psychotherapy is that it's only for those who are messed up or mentally unfit or insane. This is not the case. Everyone, and I mean, everyone can benefit from some kind of psychotherapy if they think it's necessary. Some people go not even because they have a problem, but because they just want to assess where they are in life and how they can better themselves. Therapy is not all about diagnosing you with some disorder. The main focus of therapy is assessment of goals and guidance towards positive change. If there is a problem, it doesn't always have to be your own mental health. You can go to therapy for external reasons, such as family concerns, career planning, and how to better support others in your life. It doesn't have to be all in your head. It doesn't have to be about changing who you are either, which I don't believe is something therapists should encourage anyway. If there are behaviors you engage in that may be causing more harm than good, physically, emotionally, whatever, it might be necessary to work on substituting those behaviors with more constructive ones, but it's not for forcing you to change. My goal as a soon-to-be therapist is not to force people to change who they are or how they think or act. My goal is to support people and help them discover ways to help themselves improve. It may seem like I'm doing most of the work, but in reality, you're the expert on your own life. You know yourself better than anyone else. Yes, I get to know all about clients so I can personalize plans to help them reach their desired goals. I'm the one who gives you the tools you can use, but it's your choice which ones you use and you're the one building your structure however you want it. The therapist is not supposed to judge you or tell you, well, here's what's wrong with you. Yes, some do that, but they're not doing their job right. Good therapists support you, listen to you, understand you, and, at the appropriate times, offer tools, tips, and exercises that may help your situation improve, whether you're trying to improve yourself or just some external conflicts in your life. Now, doesn't that feel better? You are still taking control of your own life. You just have an outsider who understands the human brain and how it operates, and that person is using their knowledge to help you better understand yourself. They're not here to correct you so much as they're here to guide you and support you through your journey of improvement. Every goal comes with its own opportunities and obstacles. And if we are going to be able to conquer these obstacles, we have to make plans on how we're going to do it. However, we don't always understand what the benefits and risks may be. Sometimes, we don't always understand ourselves, and that can make it difficult to reach our goals. This is nothing to be ashamed of. You can be a full-grown adult and still have things to find out about yourself. Why? Because you never really stop growing. All your life, you are growing in one way or another. Even I am growing. Even those who have been counselors and psychotherapists for years are still growing and improving themselves. We are all humans here. We cannot expect to be perfect. However, we can learn and understand ways to be our absolute best. You know those State Farm commercials where they say it's not just about being there when things go wrong, but also about being there to help things go right? Therapy is the same way. It's not about eliminating weaknesses or problems, it's about building on strengths and learning more creative ways to deal with and solve our problems. I know people who haven't wanted help for their problems, but then were referred to therapists. Then they walked out of therapy as still themselves, but a much better version of themselves. Also, most of therapy is directed by the client anyway. The therapist is more of the guide, the facilitator. They're here to collaborate with their clients. It's more of a team and not so much of a cat-and-mouse dictatorship. Believe me, we've all had these misconceptions about receiving help and receiving therapy, but really, there's nothing to be ashamed of. To me, it's better to try and fail than to not try at all or not try hard enough. If you are serious about changing something in your life or your perspective, but your own awareness and your current methods are not enough, asking for help will benefit you on a deeper level than you might think is possible. I've done my share of going for help and I've learned a lot from the psychologists I talked to. I did a mixture of therapy and self-help starting in my late teens and, oh my, how it has helped me not only learn more about psychology, but also about my own potential and my own strengths. I achieved so many insights by doing both and am thankful for it every day of the week. Yes, you do need to do your research and make sure you seek the right psychologist to help you. Look at the treatment methods they use, what issues they work with, and when communicating with that therapist, pay careful attention how they talk to you. How open are they to letting you express yourself? Do they address your issues with empathy and acceptance? If it's an in-person counselor, what is their body language like? If they seem very open-minded and understanding and like someone you can trust, you're most likely in the right place. If that's not the case, you can always terminate therapy with that person and go find another. It also helps to watch how much you're willing to pay for therapy. It's best to look for therapists that take your health insurance or just have low fees. Also, if you're doing online counseling, some therapists do it totally free of charge. Stick with what works, but remember, it is okay to ask for help. It is okay to admit to yourself, hey, this is a real problem I'm dealing with. I'm not sure how to handle it, but I know I can. I just need to talk to someone who can guide me to a better life and help me find answers. I am willing to do that. See? Not rocket science. We are working to lower the stigma that comes with mental health and seeking therapy. It is not an overnight fix, but there is always a possibility to do better in your life and it is up to you to take that first step. Don't get help because you need to be fixed. Get help because you deserve to be peaceful and prosperous. I hope this video was helpful. If so, give it a thumbs up and connect with me through my channel, 7 Cups, or by email. Feel free to ask questions, request a video, or just chat with me, and I am here for anyone who wants to learn more about mental health and how to better themselves, their lives, and or society as a whole. See you soon.